shortwave broadcast direct from important overseas stations, as well as the leading news centers of our own country, CBS correspondents are waiting to bring you a complete report from the world's political and battlefront. London, Bob Trout reporting. A few German raiders were over England's southeast coast recently last night while planes of Royal Force Bomber Command were out laying mines in enemy waters. Manufacturer of radio phonograph combinations with automatic record changers. And the best of these new discoveries will be found in the Admiral of the Future. But the Admiral of the Future won't be produced as long as the armed forces need Admiral-built communications and electronic equipment. Ask your Admiral dealer to check it twice a year regularly. Admiral dealers have the backing of the Admiral organization, and that's especially important in the matter of obtaining replacements for vital parts in these days of shortages. Admiral dealers are experts who can anticipate trouble, and by a different spirit in Congress today from that which dominated the body in 1918. Then, Congress' main desire was to return to pre-war isolationism. Today, our Congress, while still tinged with isolationism, is prepared to admit the necessity, as well as the inevitability, of some international cooperation. Among other things, the Senate's program envisions temporary commissions to administer the affairs of liberated countries until popular governments can be really chosen. Adequate machinery for peacefully settling disputes between nations, and the United Nations police force to prevent aggression. The plan will be introduced in Congress on Tuesday. Tomorrow, joint bills will be introduced in both the House and Senate, proposing the creation of a new office of Assistant Secretary of Commerce for small business. The bill appears to have the support of all shortwave, direct from the leading news centers of the world. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. The WBB American Theater Radio Village, Chicago. 2 drops, Penetro nose drops, hit directly at the sneezy stuffiness of head cold misery. Use only as directed. At first warning, use genuine prescription-type Penetro nose drops. Quality guaranteed by Plow Incorporated. General bottle, 25 cents. Even waiters, savings in larger sizes. wore rubber-soled shoes. Jerry, something's gonna happen when all this. Unless I can get off this floor now. I was sitting in the corner, nobody else can hide. I don't dare turn around. The man with the
get me the local police station. This is Mallingford 8891. The local police station? Yes, that's right. The number you want is Mallingford 36. I will ring them. Thank you. Why is he so cold? What has he got on his sleeve?
Wellington Police Station.
The
gratify me to clear this matter up here and now. Gratify me, too. I'm tired of this slanderous nonsense, I regret it. This young woman told you that I had, what was it, some $88,000 in this room only a few minutes ago.
I still say you can.
Curb your temper, please, while I ask you some straight questions. Can you do that? You better answer 'em, miss.
All right, I'll try.
Did I know that these documents were destined to be so impossible? No. I regret this now. If I had any doubt that you were innocent, I would have already fired you. Are you asleep in this room?
Yes.
Then why the hell did you
I don't know. You must have hidden it somewhere.
Granted, I'm afraid Mr. Ralph's right, miss. Then how come? What happened? Ralph found you and then what happened? Then he took you. It's no bad life one standing on one bare bench while all the workers watch you go to work. So that's it, is it? Well, then I believe that you are running a grocery.
No, I can't.
It's a grocery, miss. The stuff's not here.
It must be here. It's either here or else it's there.
Well, yes, I guess we have. You're accused. Now I know what you are. You're a grocery. Just to make right for the grocery man there. Now I understand. So, what exactly has struck you, Mr. Ralph? Well, you know, actually, the chief of the gangs was the man who was mixed up in the city of provincial robbery.
He was not.
I've been accepting all of that far-sighted accusation. Don't laugh. Just answer my question.
Jerry.
Jerry. I was trying to tell you, miss, when our host wanted in. The DA is convinced your young man had nothing to do with this. That's right, Dolly. I thought I'd better come out and take you back to your room.
Never said that to see anything in my life. But you're always there is something to worry about. He's got the money. The police ain't. Mr. Rowe. Tell me, Winton, you and I used to play on the same baseball team, didn't we? That's right. What about it? What did I play on the team? Pitcher. Why? Am I good? Best control, the best fast one I ever... Wait a minute. Why are you picking up that tool rope? What are you gonna do? Take it easy, Mr. Rowe. Don't clear across the room from me. I have a number of rather dangerous objects on the table. And I'll flip that girl's skull if she says another word. Don't be a bastard. You think I can't do it? Down the floor. You stay where you are. Well, what are you gonna do? I'm not so enamored of your company. Now watch the game.
Ooh.